Come from work?
I did. We're gonna have to meet at night. I can't. It's really hard for me to get out of there.
So,
Well, SK Landscape has a open work order for this.
mhm.
They're about 2 weeks out. So I guess your regular crew that comes through here is not going to do this. Your
The
regular
people that
mowing
do the
edging-
grass cutting and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
probably makes sense.
They're not going to do that.
This is like construction.
Yeah. So he mentioned to me that they were a little bit behind, hence the more things installed later than we really wanted. They're a little bit behind on things.
You know, I was wondering why it was taking that long, and I was thinking maybe Stephanie's got another idea for this. Maybe she wants to put a big boulder here.
No,
or
I
something.
think grass would be.
It would be the
that's what
best.
I told him,
Okay.
is to grade it out, and we can plant grass in this area.
Great.
You just leave it the way that it was.
What did they dig up here?
The electrical line down there.
But you know what? I think it was actually two instances. I think this was bad to begin with.
It was.
And then they dug out the electrical line and it got worse.
Well, you know what? I think that even goes back further than that. Do you remember, Lori, or maybe even Jack? We had a watering line right here, a community,
Yes, I do remember that.
and somebody wanted that removed. Okay, and when you depressurize an underground line that's been in there for 30 years, the weight of the earth on that line weakens that line, and when you repressurize it, it weakens it again. And it wasn't shortly thereafter that they took that spigot out that we had a burst here, and it looked like a fountain, a geyser.
Yeah.
That part I don't
when I
remember.
first
Oh, I do.
when I first moved
Well,
here,
They were right across.
when I
Yeah.
first moved here, we had free water, and I used to water all along the side of my place. That's probably why they did away with the free water.
Well,
Well-
yeah, it wasn't free. The association.
Well, I mean, the association was paying the bill
There
on
is
it,
no
but
free
but
lunch.
I used
Yeah.
to water. I always had good grass going on the side.
But
'cause
so
I would
what?
water it.
Everybody around here could have used it. I used it. Dewey used it. You
Yeah.
used it. But the people that weren't using it, I think they put a request in to have it removed, so we couldn't use it.
I don't exactly remember. I think it was deemed unnecessary, but I don't know.
Somebody
That's
had
why-
to say something.
That's why that post is there.
Yeah, and that caused that
Oh.
underground line to burst. When you do that, you weaken the line, and it, what is it, a month later or so, it burst.
I'm thinking the line was probably cast iron
Well, whatever it was,
because it was a cast iron line coming out of the ground.
if they wouldn't have done that, it would have still been here, and we would have never had that problem. And now we have these problems. You know, that
Yeah.
weaken the electrical lines here, because this wasn't the first time. This is like the third or fourth time, right here in this area. But it's water over the dam. You know, there's nothing we can do about it now.
So they're a couple weeks behind, but they'll get to it.
Yes, they'll get to it.
Well,
Yeah.
we should probably just move on.
So I said everything I know. You guys, it's up to you now. Probably want to take a look at what they've been doing here on 7028. I have some questions about that.
Well, now when we did this with Mary Stephanie, she would just like take notes, and everybody that had things to fix
What's going on here?
would get a letter sent. Is that how you do it?
Yes.
Okay.
So everybody they get a letter, and on the letter states
I guess it's just dirty.
Yeah, that's just. I got that by mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't avoid that.
No.
It's just the water coming over.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no drain
exactly.
there.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Okay.
common.
I was looking at it from the road. I thought maybe it's starting to rot out a little bit.
And that's because the water just sits there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much Stephanie knows about what they did here, but it looks like they repaired some delaminated siding, because the board right above where they replaced it looks like they put something in there.
Mhm.
Do you know about that?
On this unit here,
7028 right there, yeah.
yes.
I just painted it this morning.
Yeah.
Well,
That
they
was
painted it the first time they were here, and then they did something again.
But it wasn't the same color.
What does Stephanie know?
Well, I'll have to pull, the work order, specifics from from LMI maintenance.
What are you looking at, the
Because
color?
the contractor that was out will note everything that they've done and
Okay.
completed. So I haven't been billed out for that yet. So when I get the bill, it has the text notes on there that says exactly what was completed. So I'll
Okay.
send that over to the board so you guys can see exactly, 1, 2, 3, 4 down the line.
Because I went over there and talked to whatever her name is. She was extremely angry. She vented her frustrations on me, and then I was thinking I shouldn't have came over here.
Just recently?
Maybe 2 days ago.
Okay. Because what's the nurse name again?
Maddie, right?
Letty?
Les.
Yeah, Les. I've talked to her a couple of times in regards to this issue, and when we issued the work order, because she had some, these were things that I think were ongoing from previous management that were never rolled over to new management.
She's got other things we can get over there and talk
Yeah.
about them. They
So
told me.
let's go ahead and look through.
Well, here's my question, is that adding siding right there? Right behind the drain pipe?
What are you looking at?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
I don't see any.
No,
Yeah, I don't see it.
know more than I do.
I see a little bit of, mold growth on the upper trim piece,
Yeah.
I see that too.
but I don't see anything that's
Okay.
rotting
Well,
away.
maybe slightly. Maybe,
I think we're gonna see a lot worse as we
Oh,
walk
yeah,
around.
that
That should be
we
okay.
could live with.
And your downspout there is fine, because the water's still flowing to the gutter.
That stuff goes up.
Well, it'll never look the same if it's new paint.
We have a
It's-
brick repair here,
Yeah.
and then we have some minor peeling of the fascia,
That's just
but
paint.
that's minor.
Yeah. But he had a defect in the one above here, and it looks like they fixed that because it looks really good, I think.
Yeah, I think it looks good too.
But I'd be curious to know, did he put some kind of sealant on here?
Yes.
He did.
Yes. That's standard, because we have multiple buildings that are the T111 siding, so the board itself does not come pre-treated.
Right?
So they treat it and then they paint over it.
Okay.
So, otherwise your paint would just right into that wood.
Well, okay, so was the pre-treating done here, or was it done in...
No, here.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
what I saw.
yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
So we have a small, I'm going to put a work order in just for some,
That could be
just
patched.
some tuck pointing there.
Yeah.
We ought to, caulk this too,
Mhm.
along here,
Yeah.
so it looks more presentable.
I know of another issue he's got. If we have to go around, or do we come back?
So should we do
Go
this
this way?
building and
Well,
then?
why don't we complete a whole building
Okay.
at a time,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then
that's a good
work our way
idea.
to the
I
next
like that.
building, and
Okay.
I don't see anything in front. I mean, yeah, he's got some wear and tear, but
well, I think our gutters are pulling away a little bit.
you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's.
That gutter's pulling away.
Yeah,
That's gotta be,
that's not good.
ice damage, probably, weight of the ice.
It looks like the fascia's still good. We just need to get in there, and yeah, you got some nail pops, so we can just pop that back into place.
Right. And I've done that myself on my own.
This was put in a couple of years ago, drainage here,
Okay.
to help that gutter drain, keep the water out of the place.
Out of your unit, okay. It's like a French drain application?
Exactly.
Okay.
Was that put in by us or was that put in by them?
That was put in, he put that in,
Dewey did a lot. Here's
Yeah.
here's a missing
Trim piece?
yes. So he talked to me about that, and so that needs to be put on the list.
I would say work order that.
Yeah. Looks like there's some delamination right there.
Some delamination, but
What is that? Oh, sorry.
No. Oh, I'm glad we have your stick there.
good thing that's a big stick.
No, I just think you have some delamination. That's something we should probably address when we do painting.
Right.
Nothing to address, but this trim piece should probably come on because it's going to cause further rot up from the bottom.
When we address this building, when you do this painting and the siding.
There's a board here, piece of trim here that's totally rotted off.
Yeah, that's got to be.
That's starting to go down a little bit.
Gotta be replaced. Well, you know, if it's properly, it's hard. It's hard to maintain. If it's properly maintained on a 5-year, usually 5 to 7 year schedule, makes me feel so happy to hear you say that.
So much more positive than we've been here.
See, now they made their own, they put in their own doors, and you see this back here, where the trim is completely...
And was this approved through the board?
I have no...
You're asking the wrong people, because
Well,
we haven't, I mean...
Dewey did this on his own.
Did Dewey do these French doors?
That
I thought they did.
Yeah, no, they must have did it, because look, it still has that.
I think they did this.
So that's the question.
This was done
And
recently.
look at that right there. What does that do? What purpose does that serve?
But all of it
I
is
think
not
he had
finished on the
had an
side.
awning here at one time.
Yeah, I think Dewey may have had an awning here. You're right.
He had like an umbrella that
So we can address this later, but we have to figure out maybe, I don't know, with somebody else that knows more. When an owner makes a modification that may not be approved, that we don't know about, who's responsible for that?
The owner. The association has the full right to say, we want you to put it back to its original condition. You didn't receive prior approval for this.
But it was yeah, they did it themselves, but he also, the owner before them that did a lot of modification here too.
So I don't know if you want to, what we can do, since it does look nice, if on the back of the unit, maybe the board considers approving it if they don't have prior approval. This is nothing that came through our office that I submitted to you guys to review and approve.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's non-uniform.
Right. So, I mean, that's something the board's going to have to consider.
Yeah, but it's on like you saying, it's on the back side.
But even the colors.
It needs to be painted.
That's what I say. It's totally non-uniform.
I don't think they finished it up yet.
Yeah.
Well, it sure doesn't look like
So
it.
that's something, a letter should go out to them saying, we noticed that you put in the French doors in the back of your unit without prior board approval. Please submit an architectural control form, which will be, here's my request to keep the French doors in the back of my house. Please give me the approval. And the board can then decide, okay, we're going to allow you to keep the doors, but they must be painted this color.
Now these,
And then that has to be
the trim has to be
these are in between the glass, which.
So it's their responsibility to do the trim.
The trim would be on them.
Okay.
And I mean, that board, maybe they put that board there because there's some rotted. Yeah.
That's what they did.
C111. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, if they would have gotten in touch with us, we could have replaced the C111 here.
At the same time.
That's before they put the
Yeah.
door in. I would state that in the letter too,
See, this was all done by Dewey here. You see all this? And it was, did the board approve this? I have no idea.
No, here's the problem with that.
Dewey was on the board.
Dewey was on the board.
Forever.
But I think now we have, first of all, we have cement blocks falling down. We have, I don't even know what the hell that is. We have, we have erosion. Who fixes that?
He had steps going down.
We're going to need Stephanie's input on all this. We're bringing her up to speed on this.
See, he's got steps here.
Not right now.
I will tell you this. He is probably encroached into your common element. Okay, which technically requires 100%. If you want to get legal and technical on it, it requires 100% vote from all your owners saying, we're gonna allow
We never
you.
got it.
You know, he never, yeah, I know. But it's not like this was done yesterday.
And it was
Right.
probably done even, honestly, Stephanie, before we even had a
Watch where you're
management
stepping
company.
in it.
Because there was a long time where we didn't have a management
Oh, yeah, I know.
company.
There.
People just sort of
Did what they wanted to do.
I mean, not that there's nothing against Dewey, but he was the president, so he probably figured, hey, I have my own approval, and we didn't have a management company.
He modified the inside of this thing. I mean, he tore out 2x4s and did a lot. I was in there. I mean, I couldn't believe what he did.
This needs some kind of rail here. 'Cause
Wow.
if some drunken guest falls down there and hits his head or whatever, are we gonna get
That's
sued?
Stephanie's call again.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Are we gonna get
Stephanie.
sued on that, Stephanie?
Something that
There's a liability, but again, he didn't receive fire board approval.
it could get ugly.
You know, we would go back and forth, but you know, honestly, they're gonna go after the deep pockets. You know, who's got the most money, who's got
Right.
the most insurance, and it's gonna be you, association. So,
I keep telling my sister if she falls in my house again, drag her out down.
Well, wouldn't it be when they bought this unit? When they looked at this unit to buy it, wouldn't this have come up as an issue then? Would they have not been? Would it have been their responsibility to say, "Hey, how come this has no fence by it?"
Well, I think they took stuff down, too. I don't know what they took down. But
maybe this extended practice. Why don't we look into this? As this, I might have to consult with your attorney to see what we can do. And maybe it's something as simple as putting something in writing to them to protect the association in the future if there was an incident.
Exactly, I agree with you.
Well, if I remember right, this is patio all the way out to where?
It probably was,
Yeah. At one point in time, that's what it looks like it was.
but unfortunately, we don't have any proof of that.
Yeah. Oh, it was nice when it was first. It wasn't dark.
Hey, Stephanie, what about right below the gutter there? Yep.
we just, that's paint.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong there. I mean, really, your buildings aren't that bad.
This looks good here. I mean, this looks excellent.
I mean, I know some buildings that they have a lot of seams because they've had, you know, repair after repair after repair, and it's nice to see the full sheets. And you don't have a lot of delamination back here.
Well, look at this. So they put in this drain right here, so the water doesn't pile up here, and it drains into the creek, which we still have to do in certain locations yet. But
Be careful. Make sure that there's no dogs or no. But it doesn't look like there is.
Well, I'm not the only one growing vegetables.
Well, I know where I'm gonna come get my tomatoes.
I know, this looks pretty good, doesn't it?
I don't see any issues. This looks good in the back.
It does look good.
She put that door in there maybe last year or the year before.
But it's fine, right?
But
It's
we
uniform.
approved it.
Yeah.
It's approved.
And it's
And
uniform.
And it has the built-in
Blind.
blind like they have down there.
Huh.
Which I don't have a problem with. I mean, that's a good idea if you got a dog or a cat or whatever.
Really, the only thing that's wrong down there is that their French doors is not a slider, and the color.
Yeah, the color. I mean, they're kind of nice to do it. I think this is an area where we cannot get grass to grow, and I don't know that there's anything we can do about it, but.
I mean, it's kind of an isolated spot. But
It is.
Remove trees, which I'm sure people wouldn't be happy about.
By people, do you mean me?
I'm just saying in general, because I
Yeah.
know anytime I remove trees, everyone's like, why did you remove the
I don't
trees?
like
Well, if it's a hazard, I could
Right, if
understand.
it's a hazard, it needs to come down.
But no, I think you're good right
I mean,
here.
this is kind of weedy here,
Well, whose responsibility is it to cut those weeds?
the unit owner.
It's
Okay.
the unit owner.
All right, gotcha.
This is a rental.
Well,
It's
that's
the
not going to get
landlord.
cut then.
Huh?
It's the landlord's responsibility.
Right, Jim owns this and he's got it rented out.
He has a rent, okay.
And this is a nice guy and a kid.
Hey, one other thing here. This coming. The nail is coming out. Now I noticed that on mine too. I'm just going to pound mine in. I'm not, I wouldn't list it on the list, because I kind of do a lot of things just to hold the cost down, I figure.
Well, thank you.
So, but that's one of them.
Let's add that to the list, so when they're out here, maybe replacing that piece of trim, we can have them come and pound
Come
it
and
in.
pound,
I'd
yeah.
rather send them a list, like a pile of 5 or 6 things to do.
Eventually, we're gonna have to.
And they'll be pounding the gutter spikes in too, and they can catch all that.
They can't get grass to grow over here. They've tried a dozen times.
Well, I've noticed even the shade grass doesn't grow well.
What about this tree? This
This is
needs to
something
be dead limb.
This is something, if you seed it, you have to seed it late in the fall so that it stays moist all winter.
Well, you could probably, Jackie said that they'd be willing to do tree trimming. So there are some trees, like Jack has one over there, I think, and.
I mean, there's some dead limbing that needs to be done here.
Right.
But Stephanie, didn't we talk to a company
He
about
was on board.
Okay.
And they were
Stephanie.
much more reasonable
Right.
with their cost.
Then Jackie?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought they were going to come out and are they going to come out and do the work? I thought we approved the work.
No, Jackie's company did
But
the one. And then, yes, Parks Tree did come out and do the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Okay.
completed that.
Okay.
But that was just for Village Drive. We didn't do anything else
Okay.
on the inside
Okay.
here. But the dead limbing here, we can probably, that tree there, I don't know.
I think it just needs to be dead limb too. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
all the way up here. This needs to be dead limb.
I'm surprised that the land. Well, I guess they don't go down through here with a riding mower. But if it was
Well,
me,
there's nothing to mow.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a hole in that, you see that hole up
these
there?
2 windows on the side.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that a woodpecker or what?
Yeah, that's a woodpecker.
I was thinking about putting windows on my side like that, but all I got to look at is those rental things, and I don't, in the wintertime,
Yeah, you don't see there's not
I
much.
see everything over there.
One thing this time of year, it's nice.
Oh.
So we should do the front of this building.
Yeah. And, so far it looks pretty good. Huh?
I think so too.
So Jim, how many units does Jim own?
I thought he sold 3.
Did he have 2?
He had 2. He had the one he was living in, which is this one.
Right.
And then he had one over there. But I thought he sold one, but that's one I could be wrong. What about that right there?
The gutter?
No, to the right of the little window. No, I'm sorry, to the left of the windows. It looks like there's mold or
Oh, algae, yeah, or
stuff.
something.
Yeah.
Well, that would be something you might want to ask Stephanie. I mean, I think that would be when we do the painting of the whole building and the siding. That could be addressed then, but that's not going to.
Not anything.
It's not going to rot. That's my call on that. I mean. Other than some bird smudges.
I know, that's what I thought too.
That's about the only thing. It's protected pretty well with these trees.
Yeah. And Dorothy's unit looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we all have this concrete crack right here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is nothing.
Yeah, that's not really anything too.
And I don't see any. The garage door looks really good.
Her garage door looks great.
I mean, did she get a new garage door?
I don't know, it's really pristine, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we were just commenting that this part looks good.
We should look. Do we look at the side of her unit when we started? I don't know.
We can take another look.
Let me take a look, because I don't really.
This is the one where we had all the.
Too busy looking at that landscaping right there.
This is the one where we had all the water problems.
Yeah, which got fixed.
Yeah.
See, she's got a drain in there too, out to the road. See, that's something that not everybody has, and that's going to need to be addressed.
See, the problem
This looks all pretty good.
I think so too, but I think
mean-
a lot of fixing went on here at one time.
Yeah, there's drain tile all along here, and it's tied into this gutter.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is, it's these mounds, you know, all this water that comes down here, it's gotta go somewhere.
Exactly. It backs into the unit.
Backs into the unit.
You'll see it in the back of my unit when we get there. See, he fixed my upper. That's where all the water was coming in right there.
Right.
See that?
Yeah, Runyon did that.
Yeah. So far I haven't
Now
had
you're dry.
So far I have, but the big test is going to be winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it hasn't rained it rained about.
Yeah,
He's got
yesterday.
some light sprinkles, but nothing.
Was there a lot?
Well, you probably
yesterday?
weren't here, but
I
it
wasn't.
came down for about 4 seconds, really hard.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, for seconds of rain.
Yeah,
The big
it
test,
came
like you
down
said, will
and
be the
it rained
winter.
super
Yes.
hard, and
Yeah.
I moved the plant from underneath the tree out to where it was raining. By the time I got back in, the rain was done.
Okay, so
which way are we
where do we
going
want to
now?
start?
Why don't we start, let's walk the front, and then we can swing around the back, and then I'll take us to the other building.
Okay. So my unit.
What kind of violations do we have here?
I'm gonna implicate myself because you can see that I have a hummingbird feeder right there.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
allowed to have that, aren't you?
You are. It's in the ruse, but it's not in the ruse. And I had a seed dispensing feeder up there, which I haven't been told except by Jack that that's against the rules and regulations.
But
I didn't know that.
feeder? I've
Seed
not seen
dispensing
one like
I
feeder.
know, it's really cool. Have you gotten any Hummers?
I haven't yet seen one. But the question that I have, and that's why I asked Stephanie, could we make a change to the rules and regulations that would allow one owner to have one seed dispensing bird feeder?
I mean, each owner to have one per unit.
No more than one. Like you could have as many of those as you want, but only one seed dispensing. Is that, what do you guys think? You don't have to answer right now, but that's one of my questions.
I wasn't aware that that was a rule, to tell you the truth, and
It is.
think
I
that,
looked it up.
I believe you. I mean, I
Yeah.
totally believe you, but I
Mary,
think that there's
Mary
other
was very
people.
much against the feeders because she said that it attracts mice.
So that may be a good reason not to have it then.
I
I mean, you
disagree.
get field mice anyway.
Yeah, I disagree.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't seen any mice there. I have trapped 17 squirrels. So I don't see any issues with the siding here. There's some delamination there.
That's something that we'll have to keep an eye on.
Right. And what about your unit? You know more than
I
anybody.
don't think I see anything either.
Oh, is that your little kitty in the window?
Yeah,
A big kitty?
Is he black and white?
Yeah.
Yep, that's him. He's young, but he's a
Oh,
beast.
what a pretty
He's a beast?
He's a big boy. He's not even a year old.
And is he still
Oh,
growing?
really?
Yeah, he's like, yeah. He's born in August. Yeah.
You need to fix that
His name's
gutter
Jelly
thing
Bean.
over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going somewhere.
Is that fixed that way, or is it actually torn?
Well, look, there's the thing that should hold it.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That could be put back.
Yeah. Although is there a little damage to that panel? Not horribly damage.
How did that come out? It just kind of
Yeah,
worked its
nail
way
it.
out of there.
You need to put it in with a screw. You know?
Actually, your gutters here look pretty good. They're really close to the facial, and
I heard this one was really, really nasty.
Mean.
Poor right me. I don't like talking to our
How are your new windows working out?
I love that. I'm so protective of those windows, I can't even tell
Yeah,
you.
who did them for you?
Mike, it was a big Michigan, but Mike's Home Improvement did them.
Okay.
Yeah. I had somebody that was supposed to come in and totally backed out. So they did a good job. They did a beautiful job on the inside, I think. I wish I could do all of them. That would be really
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
who did that, Lori?
Mike's Home Improvement,
Just the windows.
just the window. Well, and on the inside, they finished them differently.
So did
They did a beautiful job.
did he supply the windows too?
No, I bought them. I mean, I bought them from the other contractor, Randy. Randy Ross, who's done some work around here, and then, you know, he was wonderful. He's really hasn't. And it was, like, unresponsive. So those windows sat in my garage for, like, 8 months. And then finally, I got somebody to do them. What about down there, the lot? Oh, they put some mulch down there, and
This looks like that, might be that rubber mulch that they sell.
Yeah, it looks like tires.
It's hardwood, it's just dyed black.
that's just the same
Yeah.
thing, though, that,
Yeah.
like, algae or whatever you want to call it. And what about right there?
Yeah, it's just oversized splash from your downspout or your gutter.
And
You
what
could put
about
a splash block there on that corner so you don't get that on the siding?
What's that, Stephanie?
This gutter here, where it meets the building,
Uh-huh.
you see that stuff on the siding?
Yeah.
That's splash, like
Oh,
dirt debris
yeah.
from the
Right.
gutter. I'm thinking I can put a splash block there to kind of contain it more so it doesn't splash up on the siding.
Okay. Good idea.
She worked for my daughter at one time.
Yeah, I know she knows your daughter.
Yeah.
There's a little damage to that garage door right there.
Well, that's their responsibility.
I know.
There's more than a little. There's
Yeah, actually, there's
a
that.
couple places.
Yeah, there's that over there, that second panel up, too.
Jackie knows that.
You talked to her about it?
Well, it's her unit. I didn't talk to her about it. I suspect that she would know about it, though.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had a manhole cover here. Huh.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
sanitary sewer right in the middle of the drive.
Huh.
I don't
Isn't
know
that
who
weird?
laid that out, but
That's the first I've seen this, and I've been here all this time.
that's a bad.
Learn something new every day.
You can blame that one on the engineer. It should have been out here.
Why is it bad that it's there?
Well, it's a trip hazard, and it's cracking around. It should have been in the street.
It's not.
It should be in the middle of your driveway.
It's not meant to be there.
Does seem odd.
No, it was
I
probably
just-
originally laid out to be out here, and
Somebody
maybe
screwed
they
up.
shifted or something. Maybe they shifted from the original.
Well, it is
drawing.
what it is now.
Right, there's not much we could do about
Yeah,
it.
we're not going to change it.
Jackie really filled this grass in, and it looks really good compared to how it looks.
What's that?
Jackie really filled this grass in, and I think it looks really good compared to how it looks. She really,
Yeah, this is all.
this was totally bare.
Really?
Seriously.
Wow.
I mean, it was totally bare.
She's put a lot of work in here.
She
Then.
really did.
Shade stuff. The real secret is you gotta water. You put it
Yeah, I
down there,
know.
you gotta water it. Or you're wasting your
I
money.
mean, she really did a good job on it.
She knows a bit about landscaping.
She just knows a bit about home stuff.
Does she?
In general, I think, yeah.
She knows more than I do.
Well, you know a lot.
You're right.
I feel like you do. You know more
Uh-huh.
than I do. So right there, do you see, like, at the
Lamination.
that's what that is?
But again, I think that can, well, that's getting kind of bad right there.
Right up in the
Yeah.
trim piece.
I don't know, Stephanie. What do you think about that? Can that wait, or what? Can that be fixed in place, like?
What's rotting out the corner board?
Yeah, see the paint's peeled away.
Oh, that, yeah.
You know.
So that's not really that
No.
bad. Maybe something that can wait for.
I was gonna say if it was a complete crack inside the wood, then we could caulk just to kind of
Right.
save it.
In here, this window looks
I know, that looks new, doesn't it?
It looks new to me. It's a different color.
I don't know. It does look new.
Yeah. That looks like a replacement window.
Yeah, see, it's got the.
Oh,
I don't know whether she did that or the one that owned it before.
And that I don't know either.
this looks new too. Either that or she painted it.
Maybe she paint- It smells back here.
I know, I kinda noticed.
Yeah, she did.
What? Paint the windows?
She's got some kind of spray paint
Oh, that's what she did.
there. Yeah.
She painted the window trim. That's what you're saying. See, it's brown. So it looks new. Look at that one over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
See
tried
that can
to-
of Rust-Oleum? It looks like that's what she's...
We tried to
Is
get
that
a
what you
bid on
used?
that, but
It looks like the same color.
It does. Wood, metal, plastic, mace. Huh. 'Cause you could smell it back here.
Yeah. That looks nice. I mean,
half the people aren't home during the day. It's an endless job.
She's got her bird feeder. No bird
Yeah, I
feed
think
in it.
there's bird feeders all back.
there's some over where Jack is, and of course I took mine down. That's why you didn't see it.
Just before our walk.
You got it. If you come back tomorrow, you might see it again.
I only feed them.
Down south.
See, she's planted all this stuff back here.
Yeah,
Look at that.
this is all new soil in here and stuff that she put in here because there was like a 6-inch drop off right there last year.
Well, your flowers are beautiful back here.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi. Good.
I'm Stephanie, the property manager with Lake Management.
Oh, okay.
And you are?
Glenna.
Glenna? Nice
Good
to
day.
meet you.
It looks beautiful
Yeah.
as usual.
Well, I've got a lot to do yet.
Gorgeous though. I love it.
It looks beautiful.
I'll give you my address. You can come over to my house.
Do you live in a condo, Stephanie?
No, I live in a house.
Years.
Yeah,
Right.
that was one of my mother's favorites.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My favorite is Sylvia.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. It really does look pretty, as usual.
I like your window box. That's nice.
Thank you.
She cleaned this one.
Hey, Lori, what is that thing on top of the chimney? That's not a thing that everybody has. What is that?
Back if you
I don't know.
Yeah, I do it every year.
Did they change
It
her
looks-
son?
It
You're
doesn't.
right. That's
Nobody-
not a thing that everybody has. 'Cause look at that one.
Yeah, and that's the first I've seen of
I
that.
think that might have. I seem to remember adding vents in certain places. That's not very attractive, is it?
Yeah, but the vents were in the roofs. I don't know if you put a vent like that.
Is that a vent on top of?
Yeah, for a chimney.
But I
Well,
mean,
it's
isn't
it's
that
more of
considered
a
a vent?
cover
Oh,
so that so that the rain doesn't. But anyways, I just thought maybe you might know about that. It's not a big deal. This back looks good.
she's really cleaned it up. This is mine.
I like the little pond.
It's old. I mean, but I like it too. The water, I have to clean the filter twice a day this time of year 'cause it gets mucked up.
Well, she's really done a lot of work. Makes me look bad.
I don't know, that needs to totally be redone.